Hello student. Today I am going to teach you a new topic, amalgamation of companies with respect to accounting standard 14. You have already learned this amalgamation topic in SYBCom, but in SYBCom you have topic amalgamation of firm. Okay, in the current year you have amalgamation of companies. Okay, little bit difference is there in amalgamation of firm and amalgamation of companies. Okay, but some similarity is also there. Like, subscribe and share my channel. Okay, now what is amalgamation? Amalgamation means coming together of two or more limited companies for the betterment of business. It includes dissolution of the one or more limited company and formation of one new company. Okay, there can be three situations. First one is amalgamation or absorption or external reconstruction. Okay, we will discuss this concept later. Okay, now in this amalgamation you will find two companies, that is, one is transferor company, means old company, and second is transferee company, means new company. Okay, transferor company means the company which is amalgamated into another company. It's called as transferor company. Okay, transferor company means old company, vendor company. Okay, and second is transferee company. Transferee company means the company into which the transferor company is amalgamated. Okay, that means new company. New company is called as a transferee company. Okay, purchasing company. Okay, now let's see that three concepts. First one is amalgamation, next absorption, and third one is external reconstruction. Okay, so what is amalgamation? In the amalgamation, one or more existing limited companies come together and form a new limited company to take over their businesses. Okay, means, for example, company A and company B amalgamated to form company C. Okay, in this situation, company A and company B are called as a transferor company, means old company, vendor companies, and company C is called as a transferee company, means new company, purchasing company. Okay, this is the case of amalgamation of companies. Next situation, absorption of companies. Okay, here one existing limited company takes over the business of another existing limited companies. Okay, this is the case of absorption of company. For example, company A is taken over by company B. Okay, in this case, company A is called as a transferor company, that is old company, and company B is called as a transferee company, that is new company. Okay, company B takes over the business of company A. Okay, this is the case of absorption of company. In the absorption there are only two companies and both the companies are existing companies. Okay, next case is external reconstruction. In the external reconstruction, one limited company is newly formed to take over the business of another existing limited company, which is loss making unit. Okay, for example, company A has been suffering from losses for past few years. A new company B is floated to take over the existing company A. Here company A is called as a transferor company and company B is called as a transferee company. Okay, means company A is an old company and company B is a new company. Okay, these are the three cases or three situations. First one is amalgamation, next absorption, and third external reconstruction. Even though these three situations have the different meaning, these all the situations have the similar accounting procedure. Okay, now let's see Types of amalgamation. There are two types of amalgamation. One is amalgamation in the nature of merger, and second one is amalgamation in the nature of purchase. Okay, in your syllabus, for theoretical purpose, you have both the types of amalgamation, but for the practical problem purpose, you have only one types of amalgamation, that is amalgamation in the nature of purchase. You will have problem on amalgamation in the nature of purchase only, and not on merger method. Okay, merger type amalgamation. Now let's see what is difference between merger and purchase. In the merger type of amalgamation or the company or the new company must fulfill all these conditions to become amalgamation in the nature of merger. First condition is all the assets and liabilities of the transferor company are taken over by the transferee company. Means new company should take over all the assets and liabilities of the old company. Okay. Second condition, shareholder holding not less than 90% of face value of equity shares of the transferor company become equity shareholder of transferee company. Okay, that means 90% shareholder of the old company should be the shareholder of the new company. Okay, third condition, the consideration for the amalgamation receivable by those equity shareholder of the transferor company who agree to become equity shareholder of the transferee company is discharged by the transferee company wholly by the issue of equity shares in the transferee company, except that cash may be paid in respect of any fractional shares. Okay, that means purchase consideration should be settled through equity shares only. Okay. Next condition, the business of the transferor company is intended to be carried on after the amalgamation by the transferee company. That means transferee company should continue the same business of the transferor company. Okay. Next and last condition, no adjustment is intended to be made to the book value of the assets and liabilities of the transferor company when they are incorporated in the financial statement of the transferee company, except to ensure the uniformity of the accounting policy. That means all the assets and liabilities of the transferor company should be the assets and liabilities of the transferee company, and they should be recorded in the transferee company accounts in book value only. Okay, and there should be some changes are allowed for the uniformity for ensure the uniformity of the accounting policies. Okay, if all these conditions, all the 5 conditions are fulfilled, at that time the amalgamation is in the nature of merger. Otherwise the amalgamation is in the nature of purchase. Okay, if amalgamation does not satisfy any one of the above 5 conditions, then it will be regarded as amalgamation in the nature of purchase. Okay. Okay, these are the types of amalgamation. First one is amalgamation is in the nature of merger, and second, amalgamation in the nature of purchase. Okay, now let's see purchase consideration. Okay, what is purchase consideration? Okay, purchase consideration is the sale price of business agreed mutual between two parties, the transferor company, that means old company, and the transferee company, that means the new company. Okay, that means this is the purchase price of the business. The Accounting Standard 14 defines the purchase consideration as the aggregate of shares and other securities issued and payment made in the form of cash or otherwise by the transferee company to the shareholder of the transferor company. In other words, any payment made to the satisfaction of the other liability should not be included in the amount of purchase consideration. That means amount of purchase consideration include only payment made to equity shareholder and preference shareholders, and not payment made to debenture holder, creditor holders, etc. Okay, payment made to equity shareholder and preference shareholder are included in the amount of purchase consideration. Okay, now there are four methods of purchase consideration, calculation of purchase consideration. First one is lump sum method, next one net payment method, next net asset method, and last one exchange of share method and intrinsic value method. Okay, these are the four methods for calculation of purchase consideration. Okay, first method is very simple method, lump sum method. In this method, purchase consideration is already provided in the problem. Okay, directly purchase consideration is directly given in the problem. Okay, that means X limited purchase Y limited for the consideration of rupees 50 lakhs. That means 50 lakhs is already provided in the problem. Okay, therefore in that problem the methods of purchase consideration is lump sum method. Okay, in the second method, that means net payment method, purchase consideration is arrived at by adding up cash paid and agreed value of shares, securities issued by the transferee company to the shareholder of the transferor company in discharge of the purchase consideration. In the net payment method, all the information are exactly provided in the problem. That means for the payment of equity shareholder, equity shareholder are to be set, equity shareholder account are to be settled through equity share, preference share, cash, etc. And also preference shares are to be settled through the equity share, preference shares, cash, etc. All the information are provided in the problem. There is no any balance in the second method. Okay, exact information is provided in the net payment method. Now next method, net asset method. If the purchase consideration cannot be calculated by above two methods, then this method should be adopted. It is the aggregate of the asset taken over at agreed value less liabilities taken over at agreed values. Okay, in net asset method there is something missing in the problem. That means exact information about the purchase consideration is not provided in the problem. At that time this method is adopted. Okay, like in the problem we are given these types of information. The purchase consideration is to be satisfied to the extent of rupees 40,000 by the payment in cash, so that the preference shareholder may be paid in cash, and the balance is payable in equity shares of rupees 10 each. That means there is something missing. Balance is payable. Okay, so what is the balance? So for that we need to use the one formula, agreed value of asset taken over minus agreed value of liability taken over. By this formula we can calculate the purchase consideration. Okay, this is the third method, net asset method. Now the last method, intrinsic value method. Under this method the intrinsic value of shares of both the companies is calculated, and then the transferee company issues the share to the transferor company on the basis of these values. This is the format of calculation of purchase consideration by net asset method. Okay, asset taken over at agreed value excluding fictitious assets. Agreed value means revised value agreed between the two parties, that means transferor company and transferee company. That value we should consider here. Okay, and less liabilities taken over at agreed value. Here also we should use agreed value. Okay, In this method, only those assets and liability which are taken over are considered for the calculation of purchase consideration. Agreed value means the value at which the transferor company has agreed to sell and the transferee company has agreed to take over. In absence of agreed value, the amount at which assets and liabilities are appearing in the books of transferor company is considered as agreed value. It should be noted that fictitious assets such as preliminary expenses, underwriting commission, discount on issue of shares and debentures, expenses on issue of shares and debentures, and debit balance of profit and loss account are not taken over. Only those assets and liabilities are taken over are considered for the calculation of purchase consideration. Okay. Next method is net payment method. Okay, in the net payment method, we are already provided all the information, okay, related to the purchase consideration, that is payment to equity shareholder and payment to preference shareholder. Okay, all the exact information or all the detailed information are provided in the problem. There is no any balance amount. Okay, for the equity shareholder, the preference shares, equity share, debentures and cash, and for the preference shareholder, all this information are provided in the problem. Just we need to find out how much preference shares or equity shares are given to the equity shareholder or the preference shareholder, their issued price and rupees. The total of these will be the purchase consideration. Okay. Now let's see the accounting procedure in the books of transferor company, means old company. Transferor company means old company. Okay, old company, we need to dissolve or liquidate the old company. Okay, for that we need to open these accounts. First one is realization account, next equity shareholder account, preference shareholder account, cash or bank account, liabilities not taken over account. Means if new company has not taken over the creditors of the old company, that means transferor company, at that time we need to open the creditors account for the settlement of creditor account. Next account is new company account, that means transferee company account. Okay, after that we need to use equity shares in transferee company account, preference shares in transferee company account. Okay, it depends on, these accounts are depends on the purchase consideration. If the purchase consideration is settled by issue of equity shares, at that time we need to use equity shares in transferee company account. And if the purchase consideration is settled by issue of preference shares, at that time we need to open preference shares in transferee company account. Okay, this is depends on purchase consideration, and these accounts are also depend on the old company liabilities. If old company has equity shares, then we need to use equity shareholder account. If the old company have preference shares, at that time we need to open preference shareholder account. If old company does not have preference shares, at that time we no need to open the preference shareholder account. Okay, likewise. So compulsory accounts are normally realization account, equity shareholder account, new company account. These three accounts are compulsory, and all other accounts are depends on the situation. Okay, if old company has preference share capital, that means we have to open preference shareholder account. PC settle through equity shares, at that time we have to open equity shares in transferee company account. If purchase consideration is settled through preference share capital, at that time we need to open preference share capital in transferee company account. Okay, likewise it depends on actually situation or the problem. Okay, now let's see journal entry related to dissolution or liquidation of old company. For closing the books of old company, that means transfer our company, we should follow some steps for closing the books of old company. The first step is transfer all the assets to the realization account, whether taken over or not, at the book value. Okay, book value means value which are mentioned in the balance sheet of old company. Okay, book value means value which are mentioned in the balance sheet of old company. Agreed value means values provided in the adjustment. Okay, are the agreed value. Okay, so this entry we should transfer at the book value. Journal entry realization account debit to sundry assets account. Okay, sundry assets means all assets we should transfer to the realization account except fictitious assets, accumulated losses. Means fictitious assets and accumulated losses, excluding fictitious assets and accumulated losses, we should transfer all the assets. Okay, fictitious asset means preliminary expenses, underwriting commission. Accumulated losses means profit and loss account debit balance. Excluding these assets, all other assets we should transfer to the realization account at the book value. Okay. Next step, transfer all the external liabilities to the realization account at book value. Here also we should transfer all the liabilities except share capital, reserve and surplus at book value. Okay, all external liabilities. Okay, at book value. Journal entry sundry liabilities account debit to realization account. Okay, sundry liabilities account debit to realization account. Next step, transfer equity share capital and reserve to equity shareholder account. Okay, the journal entry will be equity share capital account debit, all reserve account debit. Okay, this is credit balance of profit and loss account to equity shareholder account. Okay, first step, transfer all assets. Next step, transfer all liabilities. Next step, transfer equity share capital and reserve and surplus to equity shareholder account. Next step, transfer all accumulated losses and fictitious assets to the equity shareholder account. Okay, journal entry equity shareholder account debit to preliminary expenses account, to underwriting commission account, to expenses on issue of shares and debentures account, to discount on issue of shares and debentures account, to profit and loss account debit balance. Okay, all the fictitious assets and accumulated losses we should transfer to the equity shareholder account debit side. Okay, and next step, transfer preference share capital to preference shareholder account. Okay, while transferring preference share capital to preference shareholder account, we should consider that old company, how the old company are going to settle the preference shareholder account. If the preference share account are going to settle in at par, at premium or at discount. If the preference shareholder account are settled at par, then the journal entry will be preference share capital account debit to preference shareholder account. If account are settled at premium, then journal entry will be preference share capital account debit, the face value of the preference shares, realization account debit, that premium amounts we should transfer to the realization account, to preference shareholder account. All the total claim including premium we should transfer to the preference shareholder account. Next, if accounts are settled at discount, then the journal entry will be preference share capital account debit, the face value of preference share capital, to preference shareholder account and to realization account. The discount amount we should transfer to the realization account. The discount is profit to the company because a company is going to pay less to the preference shareholder account. preference shareholder. That's why that profit is transferred to the realization account. And if the preference share capital are settled at premium, at that time premium is the loss to the company. That's why that loss is transferred to the realization account. Realization account is a nominal account. Okay, that's why if there is a profit, then that realization account is credited, and if there is a loss, the realization account is debited. Okay, nominal rules of nominal account: debit the expenses or losses, credit the gains on income. That rule is followed for preparation of realization account. Okay, after passing all this journal entry, our old balance sheet, our transferor company balance sheet will be nil. Just we need to check that all the items of the old balance sheet that we have transferred to the any one account. That means all the assets we have transferred to the realization account, all the external liabilities we have transferred to the realization account, all the equity share capital and reserve and surplus transferred to the equity shareholder account, then accumulated losses and fictitious assets transferred to the equity shareholder account, preference shareholder claim transferred to the preference shareholder account. After doing all these 4 to 5 steps, our old balance sheet is nil. We should check that our old balance sheet is nil. After that, we should transfer the next journal entry. If there is any item remaining in the old balance sheet, we should transfer it to that particular account. After passing all the items of balance sheet of transferor company to the specific account, we should transfer next transaction, record of sale of business. Okay, the journal entry will be transferee company account debit, that means new company account debit, to realization account. The amount of this journal entry is purchase consideration amount. Okay, we should transfer this journal entry at purchase consideration amount. Journal entry will be transferee company account debit to realization account. Okay, after passing the record of business or record of sale of business, the next journal entry will be, it depends on actually situation or the problem. If there is any assets not taken over by the transferee company, then that asset will be sold by the old company. If that asset is sold by the old company or the transferor company, then this journal entry will be passed. The journal entry will be cash or bank account debit to the realization account. Okay, because we have already transferred all the assets to the realization account, that why sale of asset, journal entry for the sale of asset, actually in general case or in simple case, the journal entry will be sale of asset, journal entry will be cash or bank account debit to the asset account. But we have already transferred all the asset to the realization account. That's why the assets account doesn't have any balance. That's why we are crediting realization account. Okay, journal entry will be cash or bank account debit to the realization account. Okay, same situation if any liability is not taken over by the transferee company, means new company has not taken any external liability. At that time, that external liability is settled by the old company or the transferor company. At that situation, the journal entry will be realization account debit to cash or bank account. Okay, here also we have already transferred all the liabilities to the realization account. That's why realization account is debited to cash or bank account. This journal entry is related to the payment of payment of liabilities. Okay, in normal case, the journal entry will be liabilities account debit to cash or bank account. But we don't have any balance in liability account because we have already transferred that liability balance to the realization account. That's why we are transferring the journal entry realization account debit to cash or bank account. Both the journal entry are related to the actually problem or depends on the situation. If there is any liability or assets which are not taken over by the new company, at that time we should transfer this journal entry for sale of assets or for the discharge of liability. After passing this journal entry, next step is transferor company payment of realization expenses. Okay, next journal entry will be for the payment of realization expenses. Okay, Now there are three situations related to realization expenses. The first situation is transferor company bears the realization expenses and pay for it. Second situation will be transferor company pay for the expenses and to be reimbursed by the transferee company. That expenses will be reimbursed by the transferee company. The second situation is that first of all that expenses paid by transferor company, and after payment of that expenses the new company will reimburse that expenses to the transferor company. This is the second situation. And third situation will be that realization expenses or the liquidation expenses are paid by the transferee company, means new company. This the third situation is not related to old company, that's why that situation is not mentioned here. Okay, now let's check first situation, transferor company to bear the expenses and pay for. Okay, means transferor company will pay that expenses. At that time journal entry will be realization account debit to cash or bank account. Okay, for the payment of realization expenses journal entry will be realization account debit to cash or bank account. Okay, the second situation, transferor company paid that expenses and after the reimburse from the transferee company. Okay, there are two journal entries, first for the payment of expenses and second for the reimbursement of expenses. For the payment of expenses journal entry will be, because these expenses the old company are paying these expenses on behalf of the transferee company. Okay, because old company are going to receive that expenses or that amount back from the transferee company, that's why the transferee company account is debited to cash or bank account. The journal entry will be for the payment of realization expenses on behalf of the transferee company. The journal entry will be transferee company account debit to cash or bank account. And for the reimbursement of expenses journal entry will be reversed, cash or bank account debit to transferee company account. Okay, in the first situation the transferor company bears that expenses, that's why realization account is debited, that loss is transferred to the realization account. But in second situation that expenses are borne and that expenses are going to bear by the transferee company, that means new company. That's why the realization account is not debited here, the transferee company account is debited, and for the reimbursement that transferee company account is credited. Okay, this is entries related to realization account, realization expenses. In the new company the journal entry will be goodwill account debit to cash or bank account. Okay, in the new company there is only one journal entry, goodwill account debit to cash or bank account. Okay, next journal entry, receipt of amount of purchase consideration. Okay, the journal entry will be equity shares in transferee company account debit, preference shares in transferee company account debit, cash or bank account debit, debentures in transferee company account debit to transferee company account, means new company account. That means all the items which new company are going to pay to the old company are debited. If PCR settle through equity shares, then equity shares in new company account is debit. If new company issue preference share to the old company or the transferor company, at that time preference shares in new company account is debited, cash or bank account debit to the new company account, to the transferee company account. Okay, this is the receipt of PC, journal entry related to receipt of PC. The next journal entry, to settle the claim of preference shareholder. Okay, here the preference shareholder are paid. Okay, journal entry will be preference shareholder account debit. Okay, it depends on actually PC, that new company, how the preference shareholders are going to settle by the new company. Okay, if the preference shares are settled through preference share, then journal entry will be preference shareholder account debit to preference share in new company account. If preference shares are settled through equity shares, then to equity shares in transferee company account. If settle in cash, then to cash or bank account. Okay, it depends on actually situation. The journal entry will be preference shareholder account debit. If preference shares are settled through premium, then realization account is debited. If the preference shares are settled through discount, then the realization account is credited. Okay, this entry depends on the situation or the conditions. The journal entry will be preference shareholder account debit, realization account debit, discount if premium if any, to preference share capital, to preference shares in transferee company account, to equity shares in transferee company account, to cash or bank account, to realization account, discount if any. Okay, after settlement of preference shareholder, next we just need to close the realization account. Okay, after closing the realization account, if there is a profit, the journal entry will be realization account debit to equity shareholder account. That realization profit or loss is transferred to the equity shareholder account. If there is a profit, journal entry will be realization account debit to equity shareholder account, and if there is a loss, the journal entry will be equity shareholder account debit to realization account. Okay, after transferring the profit or loss of realization to the equity shareholder account, the next journal entry we just need to close the equity shareholder account. Okay, the journal entry will be equity shareholder, just we need to settle the equity shareholder account. Equity shareholder account debit to equity shares in transferee company account, to preference shares in transferee company account, to cash or bank account. Okay, these are the journal entry related to transferor company or the old company for the liquidation or dissolution of old company. Just I am revising the steps. Okay, first step is transfer of all the assets to the realization account except accumulated losses and fictitious assets. Next step, transfer of all the external liabilities to the realization account except share capital and reserve and surplus. All the assets and liabilities are transferred at book value. Okay, next step, transfer of equity share capital and reserve to the equity shareholder account. Next, transfer of accumulated losses and fictitious assets to the equity shareholder account. Next, transfer of preference share capital to the preference shareholder account. Next, journal entry related to the PC due, record of sale of business. Okay, then sale of asset or discharge of liability not taken over by new company. Next, journal entry related to the realization expenses. Okay, next, receipt of PC. Next, settlement of preference shareholder claim. Next, closing of realization account and that profit or loss transfer to the equity shareholder account, and then finally close of equity shareholder account. Okay, or settlement of equity shareholder account. Okay, these are the journal entry related to the transferor company. Now let's see journal entry related to the new company or the transferee company. Okay, journal entries in the books of transferee company. Okay, I am showing here only the journal entry related to the purchase method. Okay, you already know that there are two methods. There are two types of amalgamation. First one is amalgamation is in the nature of merger, and second, amalgamation is in the nature of purchase. Okay, and there are two methods of there are two accounting methods. First one is a purchase method and second one is pooling of interest method. Okay, purchase method is related to the amalgamation is in the nature of purchase, and if there is amalgamation is in the nature of merger, at that time pooling of interest method is used. Okay, but in our syllabus we have only practical problem related to the purchase method. That's why I am showing journal entry related to the purchase method only. I am not showing the journal entry related to the pooling of interest method. Okay, just I am showing journal entries related to the purchase method. First journal entry in the books of transferee company, new company, recording of purchase of business. Okay, this the amount of journal entry is the amount of PC. Business purchase account debit to liquidators of transferor company account. Okay, business purchase account debit to liquidators of transferor company account. The amount for this journal entry is amount of PC. Okay. Next journal entry, recording of assets and liabilities taken over. The journal entry will be sundry assets account debit to sundry liabilities account to business purchase account. Okay, and in this journal entry there will be balancing amount if we have calculated purchase consideration by net asset method at that time, net payment method or any other method actually, except if we have prepared the purchase consideration by net asset method, at that time there will not be any balancing amount. But if we have prepared purchase consideration by any other method excluding net asset method, at that time there will be balancing amount. If asset side is less than the liability side, at that time we should add one asset, that is goodwill, and if the asset is more than the liability, at that time we should add one reserve, is the capital reserve. Okay, this is the balancing amount. Goodwill or capital reserve is the balancing amount. Okay, but if you have prepared purchase consideration or calculated purchase consideration by net asset method, at that time there will not be any balancing amount. Okay, that entry will tallied. Okay, next journal entry. And another one thing, here we have to record all the assets and liability at agreed value. Okay, if you have prepared purchase consideration by net asset method, then we have to consider all these assets and all the liabilities. Okay, all these assets at the debit side and all the liability at the credit side. Okay, and to business purchase account means amount of purchase consideration. Okay, if you have prepared the purchase consideration or calculated purchase consideration by net asset method, at that time there will not be any balancing amount. Otherwise there will be a balancing amount, that is goodwill or capital reserve. Next journal entry, recording discharge of purchase consideration. Recording discharge of purchase consideration. That means purchase consideration amount is paid to the liquidators of transferor company. Okay, journal entry will be liquidators of transferor company account debit to equity share capital, preference share capital. If equity shares and preference share are issued at premium, at that time to security premium account. And if the equity shares and preference share are issued at discount, then discount on issue of shares account will be debited. Okay, this is discharge of PC, entry related to discharge of PC. Next, if okay, another one thing, while mentioning the liabilities in the second journal entry, if there is any debentures in the transferor company and we have we need to transfer these debentures at the liability side, at that time we should mention that debentures like debentures in transferor company account. Okay, to debentures in transferor company account, the account should be recorded to debentures in transferor company account. Okay, after recording that debentures in the second journal entry, we need to discharge that debenture in this journal entry. In next journal entry, discharge of liabilities of transferor company. In that journal entry we should discharge that debenture. Journal entries for discharge of debentures is debentures of transferor company account debit to debentures account, to equity share capital account, to preference share capital account. If debentures or equity shares or preference share are issued at premium, at that time to security premium account. And if these are issued at discount, then discount on issue of shares or debentures account, okay, is debited. Okay, next journal entry, recording of payment of liquidation expenses. I already told you about the liquidation expenses. There may be three situations. First situation, that liquidation expenses or realization expenses paid by old company or the transferor company, at that time this entry will not be in the new company because that expenses are all borne and bear by the old company. Next situation, that expenses paid by the old company and reimbursed from the new company, that is transferee company. At that time we need to transfer this journal entry, goodwill account debit, to cash or bank account. Okay, and in the third situation, that the liquidation expenses are borne and paid by the new company only, means transferee company only. At that time also we need to transfer this journal entry only, that is goodwill account debit, to cash or bank account. Okay, next journal entry is related to recording of expenses incurred by the transferee company for its own formation, that means company formation expenses. Okay, preliminary expenses. The journal entry will be preliminary expenses account debit, company formation expenses account debit, to cash or bank account. Okay, now next journal entry, this journal entry is related to purchase method only. Okay, in the purchase method, the statutory reserve of the old company is as it is incorporated in the new company, that is transferee company. Okay, statutory reserve are those reserve which are created by the particular statute or law. The relevant law puts restriction on utilization and maintenance of reserve for a particular period. Okay, the example of the statutory reserve are export profit reserve, foreign profit reserve, foreign exchange earning reserve, statutory reserve, etc. Okay, if these reserve are in the old company, that means transferor company balance sheet or liability side, at that time we need to incorporate that reserve in the new company by transferring this journal entry. The journal entry is amalgamation adjustment reserve account debit to statutory reserve account, to export profit reserve account, to foreign profit reserve account, to foreign exchange earning reserve account, etc. Okay, and after transferring this journal entry, that reserve account is we should transfer that reserve, that is statutory reserve, and all this reserve we should transfer to the new company's reserve and surplus, in the new company's reserve and surplus. And this account we need to deduct this account from the reserve and surplus only. Okay, like, subscribe and share my channel. Now let's see practical problem related to amalgamation of company. Sunil Limited agreed to take over the business of Anil Limited. Okay, Sunil Limited has taken over the business of Anil Limited. That means Anil Limited is a transferor company and Sunil Limited is a transferee company. This is new company and Anil Limited is the old company. Okay, and the balance we have provided with both the companies' balance sheet. Okay, Anil Limited is the old company and Sunil Limited is the new company. We have provided with both the companies' balance sheet. Okay, next see. Okay, let's see here. One statutory reserve is also there, export profit reserve. Okay, now let's see adjustment. Sunil Limited issued, that means new company issued 1 lakh equity shares of rupees 10 each at a premium of 10% for the equity shareholder of Anil Limited, and also paid them cash of rupees 5 for every 3 shares held. Okay, they have provided us complete information, exact information. That means there is only equity share capital, there is only equity shareholder, there is no preference shareholder. So the PC include only payment made to the equity shareholder. Okay, so they have given all the information that the equity shareholders are settled by issuing 1 lakh equity share of rupees 10 each at rupees 11 per share. Okay, 10 rupees face value plus 10% premium means 1 rupees premium. That means 1 lakh equity share of rupees 10 each at rupees 11 per share, and also they paid 5 rupees cash for every 3 shares held in the old company. So in the old company, if you see, there are 90,000 shares. Okay, 9 lakh divided by 10, that means there are 90,000 shares. For every 3 shares they are ready to give 5 rupees cash. That means we just need to cross multiply. For 3 shares 5 rupees, then for 90,000 how many rupees? Okay, just we need to multiply it. So we have given the exact information for calculation of PC, purchase consideration. So in this problem the methods of calculation of purchase consideration is net payment method. Okay, in net payment method they provide exact information, complete information. Okay, next, all the assets and liabilities of the Anil Limited are taken over at book value. Okay, that means this transferor company, the new company, are ready to take over all the assets and liability at book value. Book value means this value. Okay, these are the book value. Okay, except fixed asset revalued at rupees 6,70,000. Okay, so 6,70,000 is the agreed value. Okay, so fixed asset are taken over at 6,70,000 and sundry debtors subject to 5% provision for bad debts. So sundry debtors are taken over at 5% provision for bad debt. That means rupees 10,000 as bad debts. So fixed sundry debtors are taken over at 1,90,000. Okay, sundry debtors are taken over at 1,90,000 and fixed assets are taken over at 6,70,000, and all other assets are taken over at book value. That means stock are taken over at 2,40,000, bank balance are taken over at 1,57,000, creditors are taken over at 1,90,000, and related to debentures they have given the separate information for that. And equity shares, P&L account are not taken over. Generally these are not taken over by the new company because this is actually share capital and reserve and surplus. Okay, next they have given next information. Cost of absorption amounting to rupees 5,000 was paid by the Anil Limited. That means old company has borne and paid the liquidation expenses, that is absorption expenses, liquidation expenses, rupees 5,000. So we need to transfer this journal entry in old company only. Okay, journal entry will be realization account debit to bank account. Okay, next transaction, next information they have provided us that debentures of Anil Limited, that means old debentures of Anil Limited, to be converted into equivalent number of 8% debentures of Sunil Limited. So in new company they will issue 8% debentures of same number of 8% debentures. That means in old company actually we don't have exact actually face value, just we assume that face value of the debentures is rupees 100 per debenture. That means in the old company there are 1,500 debentures, and in the new company also there will be 1,500 debentures of rupees 100 each. Okay, and you are required to calculate, so we are asked to calculate purchase consideration. So in this problem we are going to prepare purchase consideration by net payment method. Okay, next we are going to prepare the ledger accounts to close the books of Anil Limited. That means we need to close the books of transferor company. After that we will prepare the journal entries in the books of new company, and also we will prepare balance sheet of the new company after absorption. Okay, generally I want to show you all these things in the actually this lecture. That's why I am mention here that all these you are required to ask, but generally they will ask you one or two things out of these four things. That means the purchase consideration is compulsory. In every problem you need to calculate the purchase consideration or prepare the PC. Okay, and any two things they will ask about actually remaining three things. That means they will ask the ledger account or balance sheet, they will ask journal entry or balance sheet, or they will ask ledger account or journal entries. Okay, this depends on actually problem or the marks actually assigned to that problem. Okay, now let's see how to calculate the purchase consideration. Okay, in this problem the we need to prepare the purchase consideration by net payment method. Okay, in the first transaction only they have given the information about the PC, that Sunil Limited, that means new company, will issue 1 lakh equity share of rupees 10 each at a premium of 10%. That means 1 rupees premium for equity shareholder of Anil Limited. Okay, therefore 1 lakh for equity shareholder. Okay, for calculation net payment method you have already seen that format of net payment method. There are two shareholder, that means for equity shareholder and for preference shareholder. In current problem there is no preference shareholder, that's why this portion is missing. We don't need to prepare this portion. Okay, for equity shareholder, okay, the new company may give preference share, equity share, debentures or cash to the equity shareholder, but in the current problem the new company has given only equity shares and cash. That's why we have mentioned only equity shares and cash. And equity share, how much equity shares they have issued? That is 1 lakh equity share of rupees 10 each at 10% premium. That means 1 rupees premium. That means they have issued 10 rupees plus 1 rupees premium, 11 per share. Therefore total amount will be 1 lakh into 11, that is 11 lakh. Okay, and also paid the cash, and also paid them cash of rupees 5 for every 3 shares held. That means if old company shareholder have the 3 shares, then they will be given rupees 5. Okay, in the old company there are 90,000 shares, so just cross multiply it. For 3 shares 5 rupees, then for 90,000 shares question mark. We just cross multiply it. 90,000 divided by 3 into 5, the amount, the cash rupees 1,50,000. Okay, that means the total purchase consideration amount is 12,50,000. Okay, this is the net payment method. Okay, it's very simple. Okay, just we have calculated the purchase consideration. Okay, now let's prepare the ledger account in the books of old company, in the books of transferor company. So which account we need to prepare? Okay, in the old company, just first account, we need to prepare 3 accounts which are compulsory. Those are realization account, next account is equity shareholder account, and next account is new company account, means Sunil Limited account, because new company in this problem is Sunil Limited. So 3 accounts are compulsory, and other accounts are depends on the situation. That means if the old company has a preference share capital, then we just need to prepare preference share capital account. But in this problem, in the old company there is no any preference share capital, so we don't need to prepare that preference shareholder account. After that, okay, sometimes we need to prepare that cash or bank account, and in this problem also we will prepare cash or bank account. Next, liabilities not taken over, actually those liabilities are not taken over by the new company, we just need to prepare that account also, but in the current problem there is no such liability. Next, new company account we need to prepare it. Then we need to prepare the equity shares in new company account. Okay, equity shares in new company account. If in the PC new company has issued equity share to transferor company, at that time we just need to prepare the equity shares in new company account. If old company, if the new company issued preference shares to the old company, at that time we also need to prepare the preference shares in new company account. But in current situation, in the PC the new company issued only equity shares. That means we just need to prepare first realization account, equity shareholder account, new company account, equity shares in new company account, that means Sunil Limited account, and cash account. Okay, these account we need to prepare. Okay, okay, you already knows that actually you need to solve this problem by following the some steps. Actually, first step is transfer of all asset to realization, second step transfer of all liabilities to realization, next step transfer of equity share capital and reserve and surplus to realization account, next step transfer of accumulated losses to the equity shareholder account, then the transfer of claim of preference shareholder. Okay, these steps we need to follow. We already discussed that actually. So start with the transfer of all asset to realization account at book value. Okay, book value term is very important. All the assets, okay, including fixed asset, debtor, stock and bank balance. Okay, so just mention that in the debit side of realization account to sundry assets account. In that sundry assets account you can mention fixed asset, debtor, stock and bank. Okay, these value 5,95,000, 2,00,000, 2,40,000 and 1,57,000. Okay. Okay, next, transfer of all the liabilities to external liabilities to realization account. External liabilities, there are only two external liabilities, that is one is 8% debenture and second is creditors. Okay, so transfer it 8% debentures 1,50,000 and sundry creditors 90,000. Okay. Okay, we have transferred the two steps. I have just made this amount in bold so that you will come to know that we have already transferred that actually. Next transaction is transfer of equity share capital and reserve and surplus to equity shareholder account. Okay, so at equity share capital, equity shareholder account, we just need to transfer at the credit side of equity shareholder account equity share capital, profit and loss account and export profit reserve. Okay, equity share capital, profit and loss account and export profit reserve. Okay, just we need to transfer to the equity shareholder account credit side. Journal entry is equity share capital account debit, P&L account debit, export profit reserve account debit to equity shareholder account. So at the credit side of equity shareholder account, this we need to transfer. After that, next step is transfer of accumulated losses or fictitious assets to the equity shareholder account, but there is no any accumulated losses or fictitious assets in the problem, so we will skip that step, that is transfer of accumulated losses and fictitious asset to equity shareholder account. After passing this journal entry, that 4 journal entry, next step is transfer of preference shareholder claim to the preference shareholder account, but in the current problem there is no preference shareholder, so we will skip that step also. After passing this journal entry, our balance sheet is nil. Just see that, just confirm that our balance sheet is nil or not. Okay, we have transfer all these liabilities and also all these assets to the realization account, equity shareholder account or other some account actually. Okay, so we have transfer all the our old company's balance sheet is nil now. Okay, after confirmation that our old company balance sheet is nil, okay, we will transfer the next step. We will transfer the next journal entry, that PC due. Okay, purchase consideration due. The journal entry will be, that is record of PC. The journal entry will be, okay, new company account debit, that is Sunil Limited account debit to realization account 12,50,000, and at the credit side of realization account by Sunil Limited account. Okay, 12,50,000. After journal entries related to the PCA due, next step is sale of assets or discharge of liability. But in the current problem there is there are no any sale of asset or there is no any discharge of liability, because in the current problem all the assets and liabilities are taken over by the new company. Okay, so next step is payment of realization expenses. In the current problem, the cost of absorption amounting to rupees 5,000 was paid by Anil Limited. That means transferor company has paid the absorption expenses. The journal entry will be realization account debit to cash or bank account. Realization account debit to cash or bank account. Absorption expenses rupees 5,000. And at the credit side of cash or bank account by realization account 5,000. Okay. Next step is receipt of PC. Okay, the receipt of PC, the journal entry will be equity shares in new company account debit cash account debit to new company account. Okay, equity shares in new company account debit 11 lakh, cash account debit 1,50,000 to new company account. Okay, new company account, equity shares in Sunil Limited account debit to Sunil Limited account, cash account debit to Sunil Limited account, and at the credit side of Sunil Limited account, buy equity shares in Sunil Limited account 11 lakh, buy cash account 1,50,000. Okay, next step would be settlement of claim of preference shareholder, but in current problem there is no any preference shareholder. Now next step, just we need to close the books of old company starting from the realization account. Okay, this fourth step is related to new company, so we will do this in while passing the journal entry related to new company. We have already done first step. For we use this first actually step or first adjustment for preparation of or calculation of PC. Just we use this second for we will use this actually in the new company. We have already done this also. Okay, we have already transferred this journal entry realization account debit to bank account, and this fourth adjustment we will do in new company account while passing the journal entry of new companies. Okay, so just we need to now close the accounts of Anil Limited. Just close the realization account, the balance, this is balancing amount. Just see that we have already done this. I made it bold actually. Okay, so this is the balancing amount, and we will transfer this balancing amount to the equity shareholder account. This is the credit balance, that means this is profit on realization. Okay, credit side is more, that means the profit on realization. Will transfer this profit to the equity shareholder account 2,93,000. Okay, equity shareholder account, this is 2,93,000. balance is transferred to the equity shareholder account. Sunil Limited account is already settled. Just see that 12,50,000 and 12,50,000. Okay, next equity shares in Sunil Limited account. Close this account and transfer the balance of this account to the equity shareholder account, that is 11 lakh. By equity shareholder account, transfer it to the debit side of equity shareholder account 11 lakh to equity shares in Sunil Limited account. Close the cash account also and transfer the balancing amount to the equity shareholder account, that is 1,45,000. Okay, 1,45,000, 1,50,000 minus 5,000 payment of absorption expenses. Okay, 1,50,000 cash received from the Sunil Limited minus 5,000 absorption expenses. Balance is 1,45,000. That equity shareholder account is tallied. Okay, this is the journal entries and the ledger posting related to the transferor company. Okay, that is Anil Limited. Okay, just follow that step. That steps are not all the steps are not compulsory, but if you want to solve the problem, just I am suggesting you that follow that step or remember that step for solving the problem. Okay, just now we have prepared the purchase consideration. After that we also close the books of Anil Limited, that means the transferor company's account. Okay, now let's prepare the journal of the Sunil Limited. Okay, journal entries in the books of Sunil Limited. Okay, the first journal entry related to Sunil Limited is business purchase account debit to liquidators of Anil Limited. Okay, the amount for this journal entry, every time the amount for this journal entry is purchase consideration amount, and in the current problem the purchase consideration amount is 12,50,000, being purchase of business from liquidators of Anil Limited. Okay, you already knows that narration is compulsory. Okay, if you miss to write the narration, then you will lose the marks for that narration. Okay, next journal entry. Okay, now next journal entry related to purchase of assets and liability. Assets and liabilities taken over. Okay, now in the current problem you have prepared the purchase consideration by following the net payment method. That's why in the current problem there is a balancing amount. Okay, if you prepare that purchase consideration by net asset method, at that time there will not be any balancing amount. Okay, for the second entry. In the second entry, you just need to debit all the assets taken over from the old company, that means transferor company, and to business purchase account, and all the liabilities taken over, just you need to credit it, credit that account. Okay, now let's check that fixed asset account. Agreed value is 6,70,000. Sundry creditors account debit, agreed value 1,90,000, that is 2 lakh minus 10,000, that is 5% bad debts, and all other assets are taken over at book value. All other assets are taken over at book value. That all other assets, that means stock 2,40,000, bank balance 1,57,000. Okay, fixed asset 6,70,000, debtor, stock, and bank balance. Okay, all the assets. Just while transferring this journal entry, there we don't know which balancing amount will be in the journal entry. That means there might be goodwill or capital reserve. So just just keep one blank row before starting this journal entry, so that if there is a goodwill, we can mention the goodwill in goodwill here actually. Okay, to business purchase account. To business purchase account is PC amount 12,50,000, and to all liabilities at agreed value, that is 1,50,000 and 90,000, because all assets and liabilities are taken over at book value. That means these are the agreed value, 1,50,000 and 90,000. Okay, 1,50,000 and 90,000. Just calculate the balancing amount. The balancing amount is 2,33,000. Credit side is more than the debit side. That's why goodwill account, we should mention the goodwill account, that balancing amount 2,33,000. While transferring the second journal entry, if there is any debentures we are transferring in the credit side of that journal entry, while transferring it, just mention that 8% debentures in transferor company account, that is Anil Limited account. These debentures are of old company and not of new company. Okay, just we need to discharge that debenture in the next journal entry. Okay, so just you need to keep in mind that 8% debenture. While transferring that 8% debentures in the second journal entry, you just need to add one thing there, that is 8% debentures of Anil Limited account. That means these debentures are related to Anil Limited and not of Sunil Limited. Okay, next journal entry related to the settlement of purchase consideration. Settlement of purchase consideration, journal entry liquidators of Anil Limited account debit. That means this account, liquidators of Anil Limited account 12,50,000. Liquidators of Anil Limited account 12,50,000. To this 1 lakh equity share of rupees 10 each, 10 lakh rupees, and 1 rupees premium, that is 1 lakh rupees, and cash 1,50,000 rupees. Okay, equity share capital account 1 lakh equity share of rupees 10 each face value. To security premium account 1 rupees premium, that is 1 lakh into 1 lakh rupees. To cash account 1,50,000 rupees. Total is 12,50,000 rupees. Being purchase consideration settled. Okay, this is settlement of PC. Journal entry related to settlement of PC. Just remember that if you see the purchase consideration, at that time you will find that 11 lakh rupees for equity share, but this 11 lakh rupees include 1 lakh rupees face value and 10 lakh rupees face value and 1 lakh rupees premium. While transferring this journal entry, you should segregate this face value 10 lakh rupees and 1 lakh rupees security premium and mention the cash separately. Okay, next journal entry related to settlement of debenture holder. Okay, 8% debentures of Anil Limited. Okay, in the problem debentures are converted into equivalent number of 8% debentures of Sunil Limited. In the new company, equivalent of number of debentures are issued. 8% debentures issued are issued in the Sunil Limited. So 8% debentures is Anil Limited account debit. Okay, 8% debentures of Anil Limited account debit to 8% debentures account. New debentures are issued to the debenture holders of Anil Limited. Okay, being 8% debentures issued to the debenture holders of Anil Limited. Okay, I have made one mistake. To the debenture holder of Anil Limited. Okay, now last journal entry in the books of Sunil Limited, that is transfer of this statutory reserve in the books of new company. Okay, transfer company's statutory reserve transfer to the transferee company account. The journal entry will be amalgamation adjustment reserve account debit 20,000 to export profit reserve account 20,000, being statutory reserve brought forward. Okay, this is last journal entry related to the new company. We have already done all this adjustment. Also we have transferred this export profit reserve of transferor company. Okay, now let's see how to prepare balance sheet of the Anil Limited. Okay, for the preparation of balance sheet you just need to see the agreed value. Okay, in the second journal entry, that means only you just need to see the only journal entries of the new company. Okay, all the assets, all the liabilities, this share capital and reserve and surplus, cash account, these debentures and export profit reserve account. Okay, you just need to deduct amalgamation adjustment reserve account from reserve and surplus. Okay, so let's see first share capital, because we just need to prepare the balance sheet as per the revised schedule 3 vertical format. First equity and liability, first point equity shareholder shareholder fund. In that first A, share capital. Note number 1, the share capital, this is equity share capital rupees 10 lakh. Actually this equity share capital issued to the liquidators of Anil Limited, and also we need to see the balance sheet of Anil Limited, because Anil Limited has already one balance sheet. We have given that balance sheet. Okay, Sunil Limited. Okay, that is 13 lakhs. So equity share capital now 13 lakhs plus this 10 lakh, that means 23 lakh. Just see note number 1, 2,30,000 equity share of rupees 10 each, 23 lakh. Okay, you just need to club that journal entries information and Sunil Limited balance sheet. Okay, next reserve and surplus. Second point is reserve and surplus, note number 2nd. Okay, in the reserve and surplus, if you see the balance sheet of Sunil Limited, there are two reserve actually. First for P&L account 1,75,000, export profit reserve 30,000. Okay, and in the journal entry there is one reserve which is export profit reserve of rupees 20,000. So in reserve and surplus P&L account, Anil Limited original P&L account 1,57,000, export profit reserve 20,000 of Anil Limited and 30,000 of Sunil Limited, that is 50,000. Security premium. Okay, in this journal entry there is one reserve, security premium 1 lakh rupees. Okay, so 1 lakh rupees reserve, security premium, less amalgamation adjustment reserve account. This amalgamation adjustment reserve account we need to deduct it from the reserve and surplus 20,000. Okay, so less it from reserve and surplus 20,000. So reserve and surplus is now 3,05,000. Just mention it in the reserve and surplus balance sheet, 3,05,000. Okay, next there is a long term borrowing, that is debentures. Okay, in the journal entry there is one debentures, that is 8% debentures 1,50,000. Okay, and in old balance sheet, that is Sunil Limited balance sheet, there is a 2 lakh rupees debenture. That means total debentures now 3,50,000. 1,50,000 plus 2 lakhs. Okay, so long term borrowing is now 3,50,000. Okay, just see the note, 8% debenture, 3,50,000. Okay, now next there is a current liability. Okay, just current liability include trade payable. Okay, trade payable means creditors. Okay, creditors in the second journal entry, there is creditor of rupees 90,000 and original creditors of Sunil Limited rupees 1,25,000. That means total creditor will be 2,15,000. Okay, here trade payable 2,15,000. See the note number 4, creditors 2,15,000. Okay, Anil Limited 90,000 and Sunil Limited 1,25,000. Okay, now let's next asset side. Okay, this is the total of liability side, equity and liability 31,70,000. Next on the asset side, non-current asset. In the non-current asset, first tangible fixed asset. Okay, tangible fixed asset, goodwill. Note number 5, goodwill 2,33,000. In second journal entry, there is goodwill 2,33,000. Let's check old balance sheet of Sunil Limited. There is no any intangible assets. Okay, so goodwill is 2,33,000. Just transfer it. Goodwill 2,33,000. Note number 5. Just see the note number 5. Intangible fixed asset, goodwill 2,33,000. Next, tangible fixed asset. In tangible fixed asset, total is 15,20,000. Note 15,20,000. Okay, 15,20,000. Just see tangible fixed asset 6,70,000. Okay, from the Anil Limited and original of Sunil Limited 8,50,000. 6,70,000 plus 8,50,000. Okay, that is 8,50,000. That is 15,20,000. Okay, that's why this is 15,20,000. Okay. Next, current asset. In the current asset, inventory. Okay, stock in the second journal entry, stock of rupees 2,40,000 plus stock of Sunil Limited 4,90,000. Okay, so add it 2,40,000 plus 4,90,000. That is 7,30,000. Okay, inventory is 7,30,000. Just see, inventory is 7,30,000. Okay, 4,90,000 plus 2,40,000, 7,30,000. Next, trade receivable. Okay, trade receivable means debtors. Okay, debtors of Anil Limited 1,90,000 and of Sunil Limited 3,40,000. 1,90,000 plus 3,40,000. That means 5,30,000. Okay, 5,30,000. 1,90,000 plus 3,40,000. Okay, 1,90,000 plus 3,40,000. Okay, 5,30,000. And finally the cash and cash equivalent. Okay, cash and cash equivalent, note number 9. Just see the journal entries. In the journal entry, 1,50,000 minus 1,50,000. Okay, and here plus 1,57,000. 1,57,000 minus 1,50,000. Okay, minus 1,50,000 is equal to 5,000. Okay, 5,000, and in original balance sheet of Sunil Limited 1,50,000 plus 1,50,000. That means 1,57,000. Okay, cash or bank balance 1,57,000. Okay, note number 9. Original balance of Sunil Limited. This is included in the second journal entry minus in the third journal entry 1,50,000. That is final balance of cash and cash equivalent 1,57,000. The balance sheet is tallied for rupees 31,70,000. Okay, so Just preparation of balance sheet is actually simple, because just you need to see the journal entries of the new company and balance sheet of the new company. Just compare that figures and prepare the new balance sheet. Okay, just keep in mind we need to prepare the balance sheet in vertical format only as per the revised schedule 3. Now let's see another problem. Actually I am not going to solve all the problem actually, because earlier problem was related to net payment method, purchase consideration method, net payment method. I have just taken that problem only, just made one changes in that problem. The same problem I have copy paste here. Okay, just made one changes in the first adjustment. Sunil Limited issued 1 lakh equity share of rupees 10 each at a premium of 10% for the equity shareholder of Anil Limited, and also paid balance amount in cash. Okay, here we have not provided with the exact figures or exact information. We are given the incomplete information, that is balance is paid in cash, but how much is balance, just we need to calculate it. In this situation the PC method is net asset method. We need to prepare the PC as per net asset method. Okay, so I am just going to show you how to calculate the PC as per the net asset method. Okay, just you need to prepare this format, particular rupees, and first you need to mention asset taken over at agreed value excluding fictitious assets. Okay, at agreed value, that means revised value. Okay, in the second note we are given the information related to agreed value. All the assets and liabilities of the Anil Limited are taken over at book value, means agreed value at the book value, except fixed asset revalued at rupees 6,70,000. That means agreed value of fixed asset is rupees 6,70,000, and sundry debtors subject to 5% provision for debts. Okay, 5% on sundry debtors, that means 10,000 is provision for debts. That means 1,90,000 is revised value of sundry debtors. Okay, so just mention the fixed asset 6,70,000, sundry debtors 1,90,000, stock book value and cash or bank book value. Okay, stock book value 2,40,000, that is 2,40,000, and bank balance 1,57,000 as it is. Okay, as a revised value. Okay, all assets excluding fictitious assets less all external liabilities taken over at agreed value. Okay, here just see the sentence, asset taken over at agreed value, means those assets are taken over, we need to mention that asset only, and also that asset we should mention at agreed value only. Okay, here also liability taken over at agreed value, those liabilities which are taken over we should mention here at agreed value. Okay, the two liabilities are taken over, one is creditors and second is 8% debentures at book value, because all assets and liabilities of Anil Limited are taken over at book value. Book value is the agreed value. Okay, that's why 1,50,000 8% debentures and 90,000 creditors. Okay, 90,000 creditors and 1,50,000 debentures. The total of assets 12,57,000 and total of liabilities 2,40,000. That means purchase consideration as per the net asset method is rupees 10,17,000. Okay, this is how to calculate the net asset PC as per the net asset method. Okay, and if you calculate the PC as per the net asset method, then in this second journal entry, okay, there will not be any balancing amount. Okay, there will not be any balancing amount because PC amount is 10 lakh. How much is the PC amount? 10,17,000. Okay, if you see this journal entry, if the PC amount is 10,17,000, then this 2,33,000 will not be the balancing amount, because in journal entry will be tally. Okay, that's why I just want to show you how to calculate, how to prepare the purchase consideration as per the net asset method. Okay, just try to solve maximum problem, um, practice the different types of problem. Okay, thank you. Like, subscribe and share my channel.